Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Caves of Cud. This is another roguelike game. This is from Freehold Games. Caves of Cud is basically a weird, out there adventure roguelike game. Unlike most roguelike games, Caves of Cud actually has a story and almost a linear path of quests and stuff like that. Instead of it being just open-ended and, hey, go survive, it has quest and it actually has a very structured storyline throughout it. But you can still, like, start your character and just wander into the abyss, basically. So, I'm going to go ahead and start a new game here. There are two different kinds of character that you can make. You can make a truekin, which is basically a true human, or you can make a mutated human. Mutated humans, moderate starting attributes, as it says, and has mutations, which is really cool. But truekin has a lot of cool stuff later on down the road, because you have better reputations and stuff like that. But I'm going to start with the mutated human. Let's see. Toughness will determine our maximum amount of HP, so I'm actually going to try to jump that up to 18 sounds fine. Ego will help us haggle with some of the merchants. Our willpower will help us deflect some of those nasty mental attacks later on. That's why I'm not going to put too much into it. And we'll put everything at about 0, so no negatives and minuses. So I have 6 points remaining. I always try to put toughness at 18 because I do want my character to try to survive, at least for a little while. Let's see. Maybe we can do something with some strength, a little bit of agility, and maybe some intelligence as well. Yeah, that sounds good. Very basic, run-of-the-mill kind of guy, but this is where everything comes into fruition with all the mutations. You got physical mutations and mental mutations. You can also take some defects as well. You take one of each, one of the mental defects, like evil twin, acting on some inscrutable impulse. A parallel version of yourself travels through space and time to destroy you. It's kind of creepy, and if you have some really good powers, so will evil twin. Blinking tick, you teleport about uncontrollably. Some of the physical defects are really cool as well. Like, you can have a beak, -1 ego. Can't wear anything in your face, but you do occasionally peck at your opponents, and you get plus 300 reputation with birds. Cold-blooded. I mean, some of these things do have bonus reputation to other factions in the game as well. Like amphibious gives you plus 100 reputation with frogs. So what I usually do is I start with one of these hands here. Flaming hands or freezing hands. It's basically the same thing. One does one less than the other. So I'm going to do flaming hands. Now we have, down the bottom right, points remaining 7. So we got to be really careful about what we take. Ooh, wings wouldn't be too bad. You know what? No. I'm going to skip on that. 2 heads wouldn't be too bad either. But I think regeneration would be really good to have as well. And night vision. And let's see what else. We have 1 point left. Any kind of mental... Nope. So we can do a defect to give us some more points back. Spontaneous combustion, which is really weird. That would kind of go... I guess that would kind of go with our flaming hand, so let's do that. So now we're back up to 4 points that we can put on something. Let's see. Light manipulation, mass mind. Precognition is really good for a roguelike game. You can basically survive your intimate death. You have to use it, then go through what you're going to do, and then use it again. You'll be able to revert back to 16 rounds ago. Let's see. Sunder mind. You sunder the mind of an enemy, leaving them reeling in pain. So those don't work with, say, robots, because robots don't have minds. They have processors and neural nets and stuff like that. I'm pulling Star Trek info out of my butt. Let's see. Time dilation would be really good as well. You distort time around your person in order to slow down your enemies. Nearby enemies are slowed according to how close they are to you. Let's see, what other physical mutations can we get? Double muscle wouldn't actually be too bad. +2 strength, but -6 move speed. You get small chance to daze your opponent on a successful melee attack. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. Alright, so now we get to pick kind of like a cast, what our backstory is. Apostle is pretty good. Gets +2 ego, and he can intimidate and proselytize. +2 agility. You get a gadget inspector, which is really good, and scavenger. Basically, you can walk over trash piles and you'll rummage through it real quick, and usually you can find you some good trinkets and stuff like that. Short blade expert starts with random junks and artifacts. That's not too bad. Gunslinger is really good. You get 2 Borderlands revolvers. Weak spotter, I don't know exactly what that is, but +200 reputation with mysterious strangers. I wonder where they got that from. Marauder, axe proficiency, dismember, and butchery with charge. That's pretty cool. But Nomad, Scholar, Tinkerer, Warden. Ooh, Warden actually wouldn't be too bad. Shield Slam, steady hands with bows and rifles, and +300 reputation with the Fellowship of Wardens. Let's do a Tinkerer. Tinkerer does have Tinkerer 1, Gadget Inspector, Disassemble, Lay Mine, Repair, and begins with a number of random artifacts and scrap. So let's do that. That looks good. Now we can also save this character build to our library. We can tweak this character if we really wanted to, but we can copy the code to the clipboard, which is the character build code, so you have an exact copy of it. Or you can enter in a world seed, which if you want to use the same world over and 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 over again, you can just do it like that. But I'm just going to go ahead space to begin, and I'm going to press enter just to randomize a name. I'm not going to try to pick one. You hardly ever see your name until you die, basically. So let's go do that. And boom, here we are inside Joppa, which is one of the starting village that you start off in. Now, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I've done this quite a few times, but I'm going to try to... ooh, hey, that's a really good mod. Lantern. Lantern means the item that you're going to wear actually produces light, but since we have night vision, we really don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that be. These frozen freeze grenades, high explosive grenades, those are technically trinkets. So doodads, stuff like that. Bronze staggered, and these are scrap. Now we need scrap. I'll go ahead and disassemble them as well. We need scrap to build things. So if we go and press K, that brings up our Tinkerer slot. You can see over there on the right, scrap power system, scrap crystal, metal, electronics, phase power systems, all that stuff is needed to make things. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see, what do we have on our character? We have a cloth robe, a worn burnous, which is basically like a type of like cape or something like that. We have a bronze two-handed sword and a desert rifle. Desert rifle is a really good gun to have. That's really amazing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove the two-handed sword, and I'm gonna put on the dagger in our left hand. Now, you see, there's left arm, left hand, left missile weapon, and right arm, right hand, and right missile weapon. Now, you can't have 2 weapons in both of your hands, but you do take a penalty unless you actually get the dual-wielding skill point and stuff like that. We have ghostly hands, so we cannot wear gloves or gauntlets or anything like that because our hands are wreathed in ghostly flames. We have leather moccasins, which basically have no defense on it at all. That's what those zeros are. There's a diamond in the circle. I can't exactly remember what they stand for, but I do know that there's no armor whatsoever. We have a freeze grenade as a throwing weapon. I'm going to go ahead and remove it as well. We don't have anything floating nearby. I think those are for some robot stuff later on. Now, these houses here, if you close the door behind you, you can open up these chests here. Wide brim hat. Let's go ahead and put it on our head. We have a weird artifact here. Let's go ahead and examine it. Oh, it's a thermal grenade. All right, go ahead and take that. And vine wafers are food. Your character does need to eat and drink, so you have to be very careful about that. You don't want to run out of food. All right, small violet tube. Examine it. And it's a salve injector. Salve injectors are basically stim packs or stuff like that. It heals you very, 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 very quickly, but for a very limited amount of time. Ooh, furs. You'll have to excuse the banging and stuff. There is some construction going around my house. I'm terribly sorry. Furs, which have some good armor, but -1 of that one thing there. But I'm going to go ahead and equip auto, which will take off the armor that I had there. I'm not picking up the wood arrows because I don't have a bow, so it'd be kind of pointless to pick them up. Do I have any? I don't have any slugs. So I'll have to talk to the trader here by C chat. Press the C key, chat to him, trade with him. Ooh, yeah, he's got some iron slugs. So this might be a little confusing. So the guy on the window on the left is Tam, the Dromad merchant's inventory, and then the one on the right is my inventory. Now down at the bottom you'll see 75 in yellow letters, and then on the right side you'll see 32 in yellow letters. Those are the amounts of water that we have on our character. Water is currency in the game. So right now we're not trading anything with him, but if I were to pick up these slugs here, you can see drams down there building up a little bit. Let's see, what else? He's got a small rosy tube. Let's get some more vine wafers, some of these star apples. We don't need any torches, so we're going to go ahead and remove all of those torches there. So now I have 2.1 drams worth of stuff to trade, and he's going to give me 1.5 drams worth of stuff in trade. So he's going to have to give me more water as currency to compensate for what I'm going to get. But I'm going to go ahead and give him this bronze sword as well, so that's 9.1. I'm going to definitely keep that salve injector. That'll really come in handy. All those grenades as well. I'm going to use those here in just a second. The lantern mod, I will go ahead and give to him as well, and this cloth robe that we're not wearing anymore. So boom, we got 26.9 worth of stuff that we're going to give him, which is pretty impressive. We got some lacquered leather armor or some studded leather armor, which is actually cheaper than the lacquered stuff. The lacquered is a mod for weapons and armor. It basically means that stuff will not rust. You can have things rust by a creature and other types of things like that. So if you have like a bronze sword or something like that, it can rust and it'll actually do less damage or have less armor. So I'm going to pick up these studded leather armor. And I think that is about it. Yeah. I mean, I would like to have... Ooh, hey, you know what? A bronze longsword wouldn't be too bad. But I think the dagger that we have is fine for now. Because we're going to be using our gun more than anything to shoot at stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and offer that. So he's going to have to pony up 11 drams of fresh water to even up the trade. Is that okay? Yes. Trade complete. Alright, now I'm going to check our stuff again. We're going to equip this manually. Replace the furs that we have. And I think that's going to be about it. Now, I do have the rifle selected. So on the left hand side there shows all my stats and whatnot, and it says desert rifle empty. I'm going to reload and put 6 shots into the desert rifle. Alright, now, yeah, let's go down over here. Now, as you move left and right of the screen, your stat page will move according to where you are on the map. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to talk to this guy. This is Argiv. I'll give him my time. Mumbling. Tensile strength of Rublon, but lacking in dino electricity. Retro-threading the man would probably... Oh! I didn't notice you there. That's because I was ignoring you. Mumbling. Condoning a trace field of synthetic insulin solvent. And I just wait patiently. Unexpected deviation from the clock to start up. Must you disturb me? What are you, some sort of treasure hunter? At the very least, make yourself useful and bring me a knick-knack from one of the caves, and he will reward you. Where can I find such a cave? The caves are everywhere, you dope. This is Cud. Try the Rust Wells, just east of here. I will return to you with a knick-knack. So I'm going to accept this quest from him. And then, just so happened, I have a lot of grenades on my character, so I'm going to talk to him again and go, here's your knick-knack. Now I have 2 of the freezing grenades Mark 1, and also give him the salve injector, which is a bad idea. Don't ever give him that. You need that to survive. I'm going to give him the freezing grenades. Hey, and we got some stuff. And he goes, oh, no, go fetch me another one. It's like, oh, all right, fine. I'll go fetch you another one. And talk to him again. I'm like, hey, by the way, I got another trinket here. I give him another freezing grenade. So he gives us 150, and boom. With that quest completed, we automatically go to level 2. All right. Now, he's got a new quest for us. Good, good. Quite impressive, treasure hunter. Maybe you're fit to poke around my workshop here. I've been wanting another apprentice. So unfortunate what happens to Screef with disembowelment at all. Take a seat there. I'm like, what? All right, fine. Now let me explain. I'm on the cusp of a grand discovery. When I'm done assembling the weird wire conduit, you'll be able to speak to anyone from here to Caiaphas. First, though, I'm going to need some copper wire, as much as you can find. At least 200 feet of copper wire. That's crazy. You should be able to scavenge enough from the rust wells and nearby caves. All right, we'll get you some. Now, this guy here, we can actually hit tab, and we have some new options to talk to him, and we can actually trade with him as well. So I'm going to give him those furs. Now, he's got a lot of stuff here that we can buy. The fracture microchip is really good. A lot of this stuff here is really good, but he also has a lot of food, and we're going to hopefully hold on. We're not going to buy all the food that he has now, but we'll come back to that later on and probably pick up some more. Ooh, that data disc right there, flaming. But that needs a cell, like a battery to use. So I think we're good here. We're just giving those furs for now. I just wanted to see what all he had. And if we go to our tinkering thing, yeah, we still don't have anything. But we do have 90 skill points that we can put towards something. Not enough to get scavenger or anything like that, but we can definitely look at axe and butchery and a whole bunch of things. You occasionally butcher corpses successfully for food. I'm going to go ahead and buy that now. Yay! Butcher corpse. Press A to activate abilities. Alright. Press A. Manage abilities. Or you can hit M. It's basically the same thing. So flaming hands I'm going to put on 1. So D1. I don't know why it says that, but you know. And then butcher corpses is automatically turned on. And then sprint I like to do Shift R. Now, sprinting only lasts for a little while. Oh, by the way, do not open these chests here. The guy will murder you. That's a bad thing. Alright, so our quest is to go to the Rust Wells. Sorry, R's and W's really make me confused. So if we hit minus on the numpad, that'll actually bring us out into the world map. You can press L and you can look around. So if we go to the east here, there's the Rust Wells where we need to go. Alright, here we go.